Radha Shri वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री भुवनेश्वर महादेव की जय। Generally, whenever you travel with Luminous Radhanath Swami Maharaj to any of the holy places, and after darshan, after kirtan, we would gather together, depending upon the number, a suitable place. I have heard practically every time he begins the talk by saying, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas of the parampara, we are here at this particular place. So it's one thing to speak this as a ritual. It's another thing to actually feel with full understanding the gravity of this state. Because these places have been there since time immemorial. Most of all these places. And a lot of people come. Of course, in Jagannath Puri, foreigners may not be allowed. But otherwise, most of these places, a lot of tourists come. Just to tick off in their box. That we saw this place, we saw this, this. And practically 90-95% of people come with a lot of primitive desires, with a wish that in this particular हमारी सारी मनोकामनाएं पूरी हो जाए. And the Pandits also say that. Very, very rare, very few souls who come to collect the true potency of mercy that really these deities want to actually bestow upon us. And until and unless we see through the eye of scriptures, until and unless we see through Shastra Chakshu, we are hardly able to appreciate. Because we generally get caught up in the externals, naturally. I have been going to different groups every day, but one thing is common when I begin with, and that is the goal of life, human form of life, is Ante Narayana Smriti. Janmalabha para punsam Ante Narayana Smriti. To think of the Supreme Lord at the time of departure from this world. Antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevanam yah prayati sarvad bhavam yati napasyatra sanchaya. Krishna says in the Gita that one who at the time of departing from this world, which is inevitable, jatasya hi dhruva mrityu. So, at the time of death, one who remembers me, Mam Eva Smaran, remembers me, Muktva Kalevaram, gives up the body. Sa Mad Bhavam Yati, he attains to my nature. There is absolutely no doubt about this. Asamshaya. So Krishna emphasizes remembrance. Life is a preparation, death is the examination. And everything that we did in life will be tested at the time of death. Generally, a course may be for 1 year, 2 years, but the examination is only 1 hour. Otherwise, you have to repeat. That decides how you do. And truly, the purpose of spirituality, everything that we do, all our rituals, all our sadhana, all our worship, all our charity, all our austerities, essentially, as it is described, smartavya sadadam Vishnu vismartavyo najavichu sarve vidhi nishedhyasyu etayo revutinta. The essence of all do's, basically prescriptions and prohibitions. Scriptures contain prescriptions and prohibitions of different levels. At every level there is a prescription and prohibition. As you go one step ahead, you have to give up the previous step, otherwise you will get stuck. That's niyamagraha. Agraha means to neglect, or niyamagraha means to hold on just for the sake of doing that bit, without understanding the purpose of that. So like a staircase, we give up the previous rules and regulations and take up the next one. We go to the next one and leave it. You have to pick up your feet from the previous one and put it on the top, and then again pick up that one. So like that, the scriptures are designed, basically do's and don'ts. But the essence of all do's is to remember Krishna always. And the essence of all don'ts is don't forget Krishna ever. And the purpose is, we have to surrender to Krishna ultimately. Why? Because Mam evaye prapadyante mayam etam taranti. You have to get out. So, to surrender, there are 6 limbs. And one of them is anukulyasa sankalpo, pratikulyasa varjana. Accepting what is favorable and rejecting what is unfavorable. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written different bhajans for each of these limbs. And for the Anukula thing, he has written that whole bhajan which we sing. Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula. The whole bhajan gives about all the Anukula things. Like that Pratikula, then there is Rakshishati Vishwaso, like that. And in that Anukula bhajan, one of the things that he speaks is Gaura Amar Jisavasthane Karala Brahmana Range Sisavasthana Herigoam Pranay Bhakata Sange. But one favorable item amongst all the favorable items are my worshipable Lord Gauranga, Gaur Amar Jesavasthane Karala Brahmana Range. In all his different incarnations, in all the different times in millenniums, in all the different yugas, in all the different places, with all his different devotees, all kinds of reciprocation that he has done. I will visit all those places as far as possible. Even if the Lord has gone for 1 second in one place, interacted with one devotee someplace, I will try to go there. Karela Sesavasthana Herigoami. I will see those places. But with whom? Pranay Bhakata Sange. with those devotees who have deep attraction and attachment for those holy places. Because we become what we associate with. And truly that's what the purpose of yatra is. Because sometimes because of the physical efforts, because of laziness, because of sickness or whatever, sometimes there is a tendency to kind of relax. But then if you have a right kind of, somehow, you get pushed into it. And just by seeing sometimes, it's a fact I have seen. One time here in Jagannath Puri, we came for Rath Yatra. And that time at Gundicha they had stopped the carts next to each other practically. You had to, and at that time you were allowed, everyone was allowed to go and embrace that particular year. So I got on to Baldev's cart, embraced, and Subharamaya was just offering obeisance, but that fellow pushed me, and I was feeling a little embarrassed, embracing Subharamaya. Then I said, oh, she's the universal mother. And then I kind of, that fellow, the other Pandit took my hand and pulled me inside. So I had no option. One fellow was pushing from behind, and other was taking my hand and pulling that. Until I gave some donation, they would leave. And I didn't have any. So I said, Subharamaya ki Jaya Ho. And after that, I came to the, and every time you have to get down, and to get up, you'll have to tick the, and otherwise not allow you to go up. So every time, hundreds of people crowding. So I was thinking, I wish I could just go to Jagannath Ghat, which is relatively close, but not too close that I could just jump, and not too far, which was attractive. I could try, but I said, impossible. And it had rained, and there was, everything very solid. In case you slip and fall, it's a 10, 12 feet drop, and right into the mud, with transcendental mud and everything. So I was thinking, I don't think it's possible. Get down anyway. Come on, don't look for shortcuts, Gopinath. Get down and climb. Trying to preach to myself. Then I saw one old lady, one of our congregation ladies. And she was wearing a pakka 18 something sari. And she was thinking, who will get down and go there? Let me go there. I should climb. And somebody from there, Aajao Mataji, Aajao. Mataji. And she said, Chalega? Chalega, Aajao. And she kept one leg like this, and she extended one leg, and the hand, she extended, and somebody caught hold of her hand, she went. I said, up to Ijat ka sawal. Shame on me. इतना लंबा हो गया क्या फायदा? ऐसे नहीं भाई मैं भी आवा ऐसा. I kind of stretched and somehow I reached. And I kind of. So the point that I'm trying to say is, you look at someone relatively much less capable, apparently, and doing effortlessly some austerities and standing and enthusiasm, like you really feel a little bit guilty. What am I doing? Push a little bit. So, Pranay Bhagata Sangha, going in the association of sincere, faithful devotees, is actually extremely beneficial. And also, over the years, every time now when I pick up Chaitanya Charitamrita or Bhagavatam or other books of different pastimes, especially Chaitanya Charitamrita, As soon as you pick up the page and read one shloka, literally you are transported to that place. So because your eyes have seen those deities, your ears have heard in that particular place the pastimes that happened right there, and because you have smelled the fragrant flowers that are offered to the deities and the tulsi that is offered to the deities there, because your mind is fully absorbed in that surcharged atmosphere, because we are rolled in the dust there, taken bath in the wonderful kundas, or just taken achman also, but meditated and actually prayed intensely. Because each of these places, the purpose of this Radha Yatra, better late than never. Meeting बोल रहे थे और लास्ट दिन है but maybe for next yatra also is basically when we enter a place to enter the mood, because the Lord has performed some pastimes and certain a mood is there. One lady was asking me, she is from an impersonalist organization, and I was introduced to her and just many years ago. And she said, "Naam mein kya rakha hai? What's in a name? A rose by any name smells the same," something to that effect. And I said, "What is not in a name? Naam bina kichu nahi goara 14 bhuvanam." Everything is in the name. Abhindatvat namanam. So there was an argument, and she said, "Hey, philosophy ke liye acha hai, but naam mein kya rakha hai?" Then I told her, "Who do you love the most?" She said, "My father." I said, "What's his name?" She gave me a big mouthful name. I said, "Okay, close your eyes and I'll speak this name. When I say the name, what comes in front of your mind's eye?" Here I see my father's form. Sure. Then what happens? I feel very nice. Why? Why do you feel nice? Because I think of his wonderful qualities. I said, "How do you know he has those qualities?" Through his activities I came to know. When a person gives a lot of charity, then we come to know he's a very charitable person. When he's very bold and takes some important steps, then he's a very brave person, whatever. So I said, we sing every day in the Mangalarti, Shri Vigraharadhanane, Madhurya Leela Gunarupa Namna. Madhurya Leela Guna Rupa Namna. So first we hear the Leela. What to speak of hearing in a place where it actually happened. So by hearing the Leela, through all our senses, including the mind and intelligence, fully absorbed, those impressions becomes very deep inside. And by hearing the Leela, every Leela indicates one particular quality that is brought out through that passage. And through that quality, you cannot but fall in love with the beautiful form of that person. And you see that person, all these qualities come. And then once someone reminds us of the name of that person, the name becomes like a password which opens the file of Rupa, Guna and Leela. Then our sadhana and our studying of scriptures become really embellished. The smaranam of the Leela, then including our Nam Smaran, becomes embellished and enhanced. Absorption becomes more easier. So that's one of the reasons why. And the reason why I'm telling you this is Lord Chaitanya came here also. This is described in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakhanda volume, Antyakhanda chapter 2. Beautiful verses. of Lord Chaitanya's visit to this very place where we are sitting, Limaraj. तबे प्रभु आइलेन श्री भुवनेश्वर गुप्त काशी वास जथा करेन शंकर. While on his way to Jagannath Puri, तबे प्रभु आइलेन श्री भुवनेश्वर, he came to this very place. Gupta Kashi Vas Jatha Karena Shankar. This place is called Gupta Kashi also. This is absolutely non-different from Varanasi. This is non-different from Kailash. So Gupta Kashi Vasa Yatha Karena Shankar. Sarvatirtha Jala Yatha Bindu Binduani Bindu Sarovara Shiva Srijila Apani. Right here in this particular place, Sarvatirtha Jala Yatha, Lord Shiva invoked all the holy bodies of water, the rivers and all other bodies of water throughout creation. Bindu Bindu Ani, and everyone was requested to put one drop of their water in this. Bindu Sarovara Shiva Srijila Apani. Personally, Lord Shiva established this Bindu Sarovar. Shiva Priya Sarovar Jani Sri Chaitanya Snana Kari Visheshe Karila Ati Dhanya. Knowing that this Bindu Sarovar extremely dear to Lord Shiva, Snana Kari Visheshe Karila Ati Dhanya. By bathing there, he made it a millions of times more auspicious and holier. Then he went to see Lord Shiva and he saw hundreds of all his followers were glorifying him elaborately, very, very loudly. And all over the lamps were lit. No, there's no lighting in it. Lamps were lit. And there was constant Abhishek going on, as we saw today also. Imagine, it's going on since time immemorial. And the Lord and the devotees were pleased to see Shiva being glorified. So many were singing different glories of Lord Shiva. Je charana rase Shiva vasana na jane, hena Prabhu nitya kare Shiva vidyamane. Je charana rase, Lord Shiva, Je charana rase, when he relishes the nectar of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, there is a beautiful prayer. Je charana lagiya Brahma tapasya karila. Je Shiva, Je pada lagiya Shiva, Shivatva labhila. So Shiva is always meditating. So here it says, Je charana rase Shiva vasana na jane. He doesn't even realize whether he's wearing the clothes or not. That kind of ecstasy he experiences. We know that one story one time in Chaitanya Mangal it speaks. Lord Shiva, he tasted a bit of the Mahaprasad of the Lord. And his damaru started beating automatically, and the damaru went one side, his clothes went one side, and his Brahman thread went one side. He went another side. Saying that even Narada, same thing happened. So, Je charana rase Shiva vasana na jane. He doesn't even realize whether he has his clothes on or not. Hena Prabhu nitya kare Shiva vidyaman. Today that worshipable Lord of his has come in front of him, and just for the pleasure of his devotee, he is dancing, glorifying his devotee. This was a very unique sight. Lord Shiva always glorifies, and today he is saying, my Lord has come in the form of a devotee and glorifying me, and thus showing us how do we see Lord Shiva. Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam param. Tasmat Parataram Devi Tadiyanam Samarcham Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. So that particular aspect, Nritya Gita Shiva Agre Koriya Ananda Seratri Rahile Sei Grame Gaura Chandra. And after doing a lot of wonderful kirtan and singing and dancing in front of Lord Shiva, Shiva agreed, Koriya Ananda, not only did he experience bliss, but anyone who saw this was completely blissful. Seratri Rahila Sei Grame Gaura Chandra. And he stayed, that night he stayed here in this village. Sei Sthana Shiva Pai Lena Yairamate Sei Katha Kahi Skanda Purane Ramate. Sei Sthana Shiva Pai Lena Jenumate. How did Lord Shiva come to stay in Bhubaneswar? He says, Sei Katha Kahi Skanda Purane Ramate. My dear devotees, based on the Skanda Puran, I am going to explain to you how Lord Shiva decided to come and stay here. He stays in Kashi, he stays in Kailash. How did he happen to come here? So the story is recited that Shiva and Parvati lived in Kashi for very long time. And then both Shiva and Gauri decided that they will go to Kailash. And they went away to Kailash. After some time, in that abode of Kashi, human being began to rule Kashi. At one time, the kings there became so atheistic, so sinful, so arrogant, so materialistic, that Kashiraj, the king at that time, was also like that. This is the time of Krishna, around the time when Krishna resided. So, and his neighbor from the Karusha kingdom was Paundrak. Paundrak was claiming himself to be Vasudeva, and he had extra some two bhujas, Chaturbhuj. And he actually sent a message to Dwarka saying that, you foolish Vasudeva, don't be a pretender. Give up, your Vasudeva title and your Sudarshan Chakra. Otherwise come and fight with me. So when the message came to Dwarka Vasis, everyone had a real good laugh. Something like that, much more than that. Can you imagine? It's an ant telling to Mount Meru that I will devour you. Something like that. So Krishna had a good laugh along with Dwarkavasis. And Krishna said, yeah, please come and take. I'm eagerly wanting to hand over. Legacy chahiye, aana jaldi le le. And he said, you rascal, dogs will eat and jackals will come and eat your body. Thoda love talk. Kshatriyas have their love talk to motivating talk, just to get fired up to fight. So actually, Krishna came. And when Paundra came to attack Krishna, following behind was Kashiraj also. So Krishna said, all right, you want the Sudarshan? Take this. Hold it now. And he started coming, and before he could know, Paundrak's head was off. But surprisingly, because he was totally absorbed in thinking of Krishna, he got Sarupya Mukti. Then he came to Kashiraj because he was next in the road. Just, pulled off his head, and the head went and fell right in Kashi, right at the entrance of his palace. So the people were very happy. The enemy has been chopped. Krishna's head has been fallen here. And then they came and said, "Dekha hua lagta hai sir." Arey, to apne Kashiraj hai. And the wife and the children started crying. And then the son of Kashiraj, Kashiraj II, Kashiraj Junior, His name was Sudakshina. He took a vow, I will kill the killer of my father. And he went and performed intense tapasya to please Lord Shiva. And lo and behold, Lord Shiva is Ashutosh, very quickly to be pleased. And he is Bholanath. He gives benediction and then thinks what he gave. He's so simple, so naive, so naturally inclined to show mercy. Only problem is they're surrounded by some kind of people who are not really clear about what to ask. So anyway, Sudakshina said, I want your blessing that I want to kill Lord Krishna. I want to kill Krishna. I'm Lord Krishna. I want to kill Krishna. And I want your support in it. Full-fledged. I'm there with you. तू आगे जा, मैं पीछे पीछे हूँ. And I'll come with my Pashupatasana. Don't worry, go. Shiva said this. Very difficult to understand Lord Shiva. Sudakshina was in his elements. He attacked. And as he attacked, Krishna came and battle took place, and then again, this time, second time he left the Sudarshan. And again, he just cut off the head of Sudakshina, and behind was Pashupatastra. So Pashupatastra came with full force, and Sudarshan was here. Sometimes in Ramayana they show. And they're holding like a World Cup final. So Sudarshan came, and even before could happen, he turned around and ran away. Pashupatasra simply ran away. And then Sudarshan went, burnt the whole of Varanasi. It was burnt to ashes. Still Sudarshan was not satisfied. कोई और बाकी है? पशुपतास्त्र फेंकने वाले. So it went behind Lord Shiva. Its influence was so much that there is no scope for anyone behind whom the Sudarshan has followed. There's only one way. And that means you have to go to the person who has released that. Something like Durvasa. I remember many years ago, this was in Pune, 1992, 91, 93. We were in Pune, and Maharaj was telling, Radhanath Swami was telling this story in Janma Mataji's house in Pune. And so, Sudarshan followed, and it was burning his back. And then he went and fell at the feet of Brahma, offered prayers. And I was thinking, prayer to cut jana chahiye na, piche piche aa, full speed is coming. सब सोचने का ज्यादा होशियारी नहीं करना, सुन कर don't become too smart. कथा सुन रहा ना, प्रेम से सुन रहा. But one side, फिर भी ऐसा कैसे यार, पीछे पीछे आ रहा तो कट जाना चाहिए. विद्यानां च यस्तद् वेदो वयं सह. Ishopaniषद says, tad ejati, tad naijati, tad dure, tadvantiki. Don't think about the duality. I na, I is best. So after the whole thing, Maharaj asked, so any questions? And Satyavati Mataji's son, Gauranga, he raised his hand. 5 or 6 years old. So Satyavati Mataji raised her hand and said, Maharaj, my son is asking question in my ear. Yes, what is it? He's telling that Sudarshan was following so close. So when offering prayers, how Sudarshan did not cut the head of Sudarshan? Correct. Very smart boy, really smart. Smart questions come from only smart people. And I was really thinking, I joined new practically at that time, thinking, अभी Maharaj को सब पकड़ लिया तो उत्तर ही नहीं दे सकते. No question, Maharaj can't reply. Let me see how he replies. And I was writing finished. And Maharaj smiled gravely, and after a few moments he said, Sudarshan. Darshan, he sees actually. He has a good vision. Sudarshan. Whenever a person is humbly surrendering, he'll stop. When he's getting up and trying to act smart, he'll follow. So whenever the devotee is humbling before great authorities and begging, सुदर्शन साहब आप अपनी सही कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोजीशन में हैं अभी रोशनी कर रहा है I said wow can't be better Krishna consciousness has all questions and answers so anyway so Shiva knew there was only one hope Sudarshan पीछे पड़ा है I have to go to the person who has released this and he falls at the feet of Krishna and surrenders to him and offers beautiful prayers. I don't want to repeat all those long prayers, but beautiful prayers. How he is the only shelter, how he is the Lord of everything, the whole Tribhuvaneshwar, all of that he glorifies. And after that, and then he tells Krishna, he said, my Lord, you have given me a big fat false ego. And because of that, I don't recognize anyone as superior to me. So sometimes I get into it. And your illusory energy is very powerful. I get influenced by it. Of course, Shiva is not becoming Krishna, but he's saying it's beautiful. And therefore that illusory energy of yours bewilders me many a time. Please forgive and bestow mercy on me. Please just give me one boon that I never ever develop that mentality again. And my Lord, please give me a place to reside. आपने जगह क्या रख कर दिया वाराणसी? Where do I now reside? So Krishna says, there is no one as inimical as you. You know my power, you know my potency, why do you act like this? So was lovingly he chastised. And then he said, there is a beautiful place called Ekamrakana. Ekamrakana. Eka means one, Amra is mango tree. Ekamraka means there is a huge mango tree. Underneath that place, this is the exact place where we say. So mango tree is here. It's the descendant of that tree probably. So please go and reside there. And that place is very, very close to one of the most confidential abode of mine. And then Lord Krishna describes the glory of Jagannath. We hear now, where if you eat fish, it becomes Avisha. If you see, that's as good as offering obeisances. If you walk, it's like Ashwamedha. All of that is there in the Chaitanya Bhagavatam. The glories of Jagannath Puri. So beautifully described in that chapter. So, after describing, it said, and you will reside there as Koti Lingeshwar. Here in this place, there are 1 crore Shivalinga. And there are 8 specific holy places here. So, he said, you will go and reside there. That's you can eternally reside there. It is as pleasing as Varanasi, as auspicious as Kailash. It's very close to my most confidential abode, and that is Puri Dham. And then Lord Krishna personally says, Bhukti Mukti Pradase Sthana Manohar Tatha Tumi Khyata Hoive Sri Bhuvaneshwar. Bole Bhukti Mukti Pradase Sthana Manohar. It's an extremely beautiful place, and this can provide bhukti and mukti. So if you come for bhukti, people will get bhukti. Whatever you desire. If you ask for mukti, you will get mukti. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says a different way to pronounce this. He says, Bhakti Mukti Pradase Sthana Manohar. Bhakti, which is the ultimate mukti. Mukti Pradata Sarvesha. Mukti hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. What is real mukti? The ultimate mukti is mukti from all designations. Mukti not from life and death. That's not a big deal. That follows like a maid servant to the queen of bhakti. That's it. If you buy 2 kilo soap powder, you get 2 steel spoon free of cost. Sometimes they have some proposal like that. Deal. So like that, bhakti follows and all these muktis come. Real mukti, the ultimate mukti, is mukti from all other designation than our original constitutional designation. Jiver Swarup Hai Krishna Nityadas. Gopi Bhakti Padakamayo Das. So, Bhakti Mukti Prada says Sthana Manohar Tatha Tumi Khyato Hoibo Sri Bhuvaneshwar. And there you will be famous all over as Bhuvaneshwar. You know, Bhuvana, Ishwar. You are the controller of this whole Bhuvana. And Shiva doesn't seem to be fully satisfied. He said, thank you so much, my Lord. Thank you that you have given me a wonderful abode. But I have one more request. I said, what is that? Wherever I stay, a lot of people come and I get bad association. I want to stay right next to you in your abode. Give me a place where you are personally there. And so that I can always be in association with you. The Lord was very pleased with him and he embraced him. And after embracing, he said, Suno Shiva tumi mora nija deha sama je tumara priya se mohara priyatama. Please listen, my dear Lord, my dear Shiva. You are non-different from me. Suno Shiva tumi mora nija deha sama. You are as good as my own body. We are non-different. Achintya bheda bhedata. Kshiram yatha vadhivikar vishesha yoga sanjayate nahi tata prithagasti hetu yah shambhutam api tatha samapariti karya govindam adipurusham mahabhajan. So, in one sense, Shiva is Krishna and not Krishna. Achintya bheda bhedata. Yatha tumi tatha ami ithe nahiyan sarva kshetre tumare dilam ami sthan. Well, there is no difference. Wherever you reside, I will reside. There is no question about this. And sarva kshetre tumare dilam ami sthan. Wherever I reside, I will give you a place. You will always reside wherever I reside. Kshetrera palaka tumi sarvatha amar sarva kshetre tumare dilam adhikar. He says, Kshetrera palaka tumi. Wherever I reside in my abode, you will become the Kshetrapal. You will become the protector of that dham. Sarvatha amar and sarva kshetre tumare dilam adhikar. Wherever I reside, in all the various forms, you will have a rightful place as my. If you see Mathura, Vrindavan, Gopeshwar Mahadev, Chakleshwar Mahadev, Bhuteshwar Mahadev, everywhere, even in Mayapur, there was 2 Shivalingas, one is Kshetrapal Shiva, another is the servant of Lord Shiva, giving permission there at the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. So similarly, I was thinking, even before Gopinath came, Babulnath came. Because I think Babulnath knew, हमारे प्रभु यहाँ आने वाले, पहले ही सेटल हो जाता हूँ, ऊपर में बैठता हूँ ताकि सिक्योरिटी अच्छा हो। प्रभु के कोई भी ऐसा उल्टा सीधा कोई नहीं है। So, yes, you reside to your full satisfaction in this Ekamrika one. This place is extremely dear to me, Krishna is saying. And anyone who disrespects you simply creates disturbance for me. This is a very unique place. This is the classic case of Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. This whole creation is Achintya Bheda Bheda. The living entity is one with Krishna and different from Krishna. The holy name is one with Abhinnatvat Namanam. Lord Shiva, one with Krishna, non-different from Krishna. Guru Tattva, one with Krishna, Sakshat Haritvena, Kintu Prabhurya Priya. So everything in this creation is Krishna, but still not Krishna. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina mastani sarva bhutani nachahamti natamastani bhutani pashyame yogameshwa. Only one who has pure unalloyed love for Krishna can actually see Krishna everywhere and still know Krishna is Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhuta. There is no other way to realize this truth of oneness of everything with Krishna and simultaneously difference from Krishna. Everything is coming from Krishna. Everything is always connected to Krishna. Everything at the end enters into Krishna. Practically, what does it mean for us? Practically, what does it mean? Practically, it means everything is connected with Krishna. Everything is part of Krishna, and therefore everything is meant for Krishna, including my body, manasa, deho, geho, jogi, chumo. So a devotee of the Lord who has developed pure love, he sees Krishna everywhere. Thavar jangama dekhe, na dekhe tar murti, sarvatra hoy nija ishta deva spurti. He knows everything is Krishna. Ishavasya nidam sarva. And therefore, he can't enjoy anything separately from Krishna. He will use it for Krishna's glorification and people's purification. This is the only purpose. This is Sankirtan. Sankirtan means utilizing everything for only two purposes. Purification of one's existence by glorification of the Lord. So when everything is utilized to glorify the Lord, then we become purified. Everyone becomes purified. So things are meant to be utilized for the Lord. They are one with the Lord and different with the Lord. And then he says, Vrindavan Thakur says, Apane Bhuvaneshwara Giya Gaura Chandra Shiva Puja Karilena Lai Bhakta Vrinda. Personally to demonstrate how much he loves Lord Shiva, personally the Lord went and actually worshipped. And this is the only place, if you see the top of the dome, there is half chakra and half trishul. This is the most unique place. Nowhere else you will see. Shiva temples have trishul on top. And Vishnu temples have chakra, but this is half chakra and half trishul. And so either you put Bilva Patra or Tulsi, here both are fine. Even Prasadam is also, it's all mixed. It's Tribhuvaneshwar in the form of Shaligram here, and Bhuvaneshwar who is also surrounding him. This is very beautiful. This is kind of part Shiva and part, just like in Mayapur you have that Harihar Kshetra. Half of it is black and half of it is white. Shiva and Hari and Hara together. This is another place like that. And sometimes some Vaishnavas they say Shiva, this prasadam only to be. No, one must honor it. Anyone who dishonors it does not properly respect, is disrespecting me. So, okay, before Lord Shiva came and settled here, one day, Bhagavati Devi, Parvati, she heard from Lord Shiva about the glory of this place. She was so eager, even before the Lord came, Shiva came, she came here just to check out. Mataji came here to check out. So she came here, hearing the glories of Ekamvarko one. And she came to see And she saw this Shivalinga here, half black and half white. It was very amazing. And suddenly she saw from the body of water there was a lake. And from there came 1,000 cows, as white as kunda flower. All the transcendental, very, very divine cows. They came together like that from the body of water, stood right here on the Shivalinga and poured their milk and did wonderful abhishek. And then all of them got up in the air and then went away into the one divine lake. So she saw this, not once, twice. The third time she wanted to know, she took the form of a cowherd girl and she followed. And she did it for some long time. One day as she was following these cows, she saw two very demoniac people eyeing her in a very evil way, trying to exploit her, trying to enjoy her. They were coming and trying to propose like that. She looked and she disappeared. And she prayed to Lord Shiva, what's happening? And then Shiva came as a cowherd boy, appeared there and he said, don't worry. These two are powerful demons. Their name is Kriti and Vasa. They are the sons of Drumila, who performed tremendous austerity and asked for the benediction that my two sons should never die by any weapons. So Devi, only you have to take care of them. She said, oh, kata samajla mala. And so then, next time she was walking around and they followed, she looked around and she said, well, I have a proposal for you. Yes. He said, whoever can carry me on their shoulder, whoever of you can carry me on your shoulder, I'll become his wife. And then suddenly, these two inseparable cousins or brothers, they looked at each other. Like Sunda Upasunda, the story if you have heard, when Tilottama came. Both were inseparable. They used to think alike. They used to speak alike. Everything alike. Nothing in the creation could separate them. Except Tilottama. She Tila Uttama. Tila means sesame seed. Any part of her body, if you focus on one part, that's it, you'll be stuck there. You can't go to the next part. It is so beautiful. That was her form. And our Gaurang Prabhu was telling in one class, Sunda looked at Upasunda and said, देख तेरी भाभी कैसी लगी तेरी भाभी है कॉलर पकड़ा They beat up each other to death. So similarly, Kriti and Vasa looked at each other and then they started fighting with each other. Then ultimately she said, all right, I'll climb onto both of your shoulders. Then she put one feet on one person's, another foot. And then she assumed Vishwambhari form, like Vishwarup. Huge, and she crushed them to death. And then she was exhausted, she was feeling thirsty, and she went to sleep. So Lord Shiva, understanding that she is very thirsty and she wants to drink water, he hid his Trishul in one place and he formed like a well. It's called Shankar Vapi. So one well came up. She said, no, not this kind of water. This is okay. But I want unlimited stock of water, very auspicious, pure water. And then he hid his Trishul another place, right where the Bindu Sarovar is right now. And he told Nandi to invite Lord Brahma, invoke Lord Brahma, and also bring all the holy places. They all came and stood there to please Lord Shiva in his abode. And then he said, he requested them, he said, please fill this water, fill this lake with a drop of each of your, this is for the whole creation practically. So a drop from all the holy body of water, all the rivers, and other holy bodies were put here. Bindu, Bindu, everything. That's why it's called Bindu Sarovar. And then she drank from that and she was specified. And that's how this Bindu Sarovar personally made by Lord Shiva. And then Lord Shiva gave a benediction. He said, anyone who bathes in the Shankar Vapi, he assumes my form. Don't you dare even look there. He can take 3 baths just to offer respects. And then anyone who bathes in Bindu Sarovar achieves my abode. Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj was here last time he said. And Prabhupada writes, anyone who drinks this water, any stomach problem will also be cured. We don't worry so much about stomach problem. There are many other medicines. But His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj once said, the whole world is stomach problem. The stomach is only so much. Isn't it? Actually, it is only so much. So much we have to struggle to fill it up. And after a few hours, again it becomes empty. Again we fill it up. Again we fill it up. Papi पेट का सवाल है महाराज. And at last you die, and you are born again with another stomach. So the stomach problem is a big problem. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani Jatare, but your Jatare also comes out along with it. So, yes, this is a wonderful place. And then Lord Shiva requested the Lord that you, oh dear Janardana, along with Anantashesh, also appear and keep blessing and accept, my service. And therefore, this Anant Vasudeva temple, we all went there or we are going? No. Yeah, we'll be going there. Anant Vasudeva temple. This is where the Lord, along with Balaram, Krishna and Balaram, right? So they are there. And I'm told that the Bhoga from there, Mahaprasad from there, and the garland actually comes to Bhubaneswar. And just like, in Udupi temple, what is offered to Krishna goes to Hanumanji, Mukhya Prana. From Jagannath temple it goes to Nirmala Devi. So here it comes from there. Yes. So, Srila Prabhupada, when he came to know that a land had been acquired in Bhubaneswar, so in 1974, he initiated His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj. And he was the one person who received first, second and third initiation together. All, sannyas also same time. So they said, Prabhupada is a new person. Well, you are all new person. He is a very old person. In his lifetime he is continued. Gaur Govind Maharaj was very, very dear disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So Gaur Govind Maharaj, he asked, so Gaur Govind, will you take me to Odisha? Yes, Prabhupada. So he came here, he was sent here. So in 1974, immediately after initiation, he was brought here. So there was this land here. And that, it was in a completely desolate place, secluded place, just like Juhu land, marshy area. And there was a small mud hut that he created. And he was staying there. And he was doing tapasya, translating all Prabhupada books in Oriya language. Until so many pages were done, he wouldn't eat. Sometimes it take late afternoon. He had taken a vow, until I finish so many pages, I won't eat. He did a lot of tapasya here in that particular place. And Srila Prabhupada came in 1977 and he stayed in that land for 17 days, just before Nityananda Triyodashi. And Nityananda Triyodashi, he laid the foundation stone for this Krishna Balaram temple. He wanted a Krishna Balaram temple, not Radha Krishna. It's a Krishna Balaram temple. And And Nityananda Triyodashi, he gave a talk here. And that was the last project's foundation that Prabhupada laid here in February 1977. And Prabhupada left. And after 16 years of tapasya, Radha Swami Maharaj built this beautiful temple, Krishna Balaram temple, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra also. They also manifested in a very inconceivable way. There is no Radharani here. And Radha Maharaj says, in Vrindavan, even though Krishna Balaram is there, Radharani is also there and she is very powerful there. But in this place, Balaramji is very powerful. Yeah, Balaram, Guru's mercy is there. So, that was here. And later, unfortunately, 2018, in the expansion program, that mud hut where Prabhupada stayed for 17 days and Gaurav, that had to be kind of broken down, and his samadhi was shifted to another place. So that temple is also here. And after this, we will be going to Sakshi Gopal. No?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay. Jai Sakshi Gopal ki. Jai. I thought it was going to I just saw the list. Anyway, so this is an amazing place. So one amazing thing that we can pray here, because what should we actually pray in these such places? Shiva does a very inconceivable and thankless task for Krishna. He is a very difficult to understand personality and very thankless task he does. Like Yamaraj. No wonder he is also another Mahajan. Very difficult to understand. Like Bhishma. Any of these personalities, their body appears to be somewhere, their heart is in some other party. Apparently. So it's very difficult. We can't judge these great personalities. And also we can pray here to understand the inconceivable oneness and different philosophy of Lord Chaitanya. How Shiva is one, not different from Krishna, but still different, completely different. So this is some nice thought and meditation. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Bhuvneshwar Mahadev ki Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki Shri Prabhupada ki Shri Bhuvneshwar Dham ki Ananta Gauri Vaishnava Vrinda ki Nitai Gaura Premanande Shri Ananta Vasudev ki Shri Bindu Sarovar ki Gaura Premanande.
His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu ki jai. Let us thank Prabhuji for leading us in such wonderful meditation on the glories of this wonderful place of Bhuvaneshwar and Ananta Vasudev, and also explaining the benefits that we can get from bathing in Bindu Sarovar. So let us thank him by loudly chanting 3 times. I know many of you have flights today, and so many of you have already taken darshan of Ananta Vasudev and Bindu Sarovar. So those who have done, I didn't say all. So all those who have taken the darshan of Ananta Vasudev and Bindu Sarovar, they can proceed to the buses. As soon as the bus gets filled up, they will leave for Pandal. Before leaving from here, there is one devotee who is sitting on the left hand side of mine. There are some bags some of you forgot in the bus. And we are not boarding the same bus that we came in. So please check that you all are carrying your buses, your bags and mobiles. So those who haven't had the darshan of Ananta Vasudev and Bindu Sarovar, so you all can follow me and we will go there, have darshan of Ananta Vasudev Bindu Sarovar, and then we proceed to the buses. As I mentioned, today is the last day, and we are very grateful to all of you for tolerating us for the last 6 days, and especially myself and Premanjan too are very grateful to all of you for wonderfully cooperating as such a wonderful Yatri group uh, and tolerated us. So please forgive wherever we have been a bit sounding a bit harsh or rough while managing this whole yatra. And please bless us that we may serve you well. Thank you very much. And you will see in the yatra group, uh, I have shared a feedback form link.